program may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Discretion is advised. When you look into the face of darkness, it stares back at you. The question is, who's watching who? Welcome to the dark side. This is the Watchers Paranormal Podcast.
Tonight's episode, The Practical Joker. This one happened about 12 years ago in a home improvement store. I will leave the name out. Very popular home improvement store. A friend of mine used to work there at that time, and this is the story he tells me of the Practical Joker. This incident happened in the summer of 2007 at a large home improvement big box store. On this particular evening, closing the store required 2 managers at night. And part of the closing process was to walk the perimeter of the store on the inside, secure all the doors, make sure there's no customers in the store, make sure there's no doors that are open, all the codes are set up, and everyone's ready to go home. So that one night, we'll call him Mike. Mike was the manager on duty. Mike was looking for another manager to do the perimeter walk with him. At this time, all of the customers were out of the store. The cashiers have left. Everyone's left. Building's empty except for Mike and another manager. So he pulls him out of the office and says, "Hey, look, I just want to do a quick perimeter check. If you have everything ready, we can both go home." So he agreed. So they start in the far end of the building. But as they're walking down, one of the managers decides to turn back. He said he thought he saw somebody or a shadow or something in the hall, or one of the aisles rather. So he walks back, there's nobody there. He says, "You know what, just to be on the safe side, we don't want to set the alarm, leave the building, and then have someone in here still shopping or hiding in here. That'll trigger the alarm, the police will come, and then, we'll have to come all the way back from our homes, drive down, and deal with this. Let me do an overhead page." So he picks up a phone, hits the code, announces overhead that the store is already closed, but if there is anyone in the store, just come up to the front, we'll cash you out, not a problem. So no one answers. So they continue walking. They start to check the doors. Doors are locked. They come up around the other side of the store. And now they're sort of in the back part of the store where there's not really too much open space. It's just a concrete wall with shelving. And they heard kind of a giggle. Like a little kind of laugh coming from somewhere, and they couldn't figure out where it was coming from. So they kind of looked at each other and thought, it's got to be someone here. Either one of our own guys here just trying to spook us, or could be a customer still, in here shopping and, realizes he's kind of going to be locked in here, and, it's all a big joke. So they start walking again, looking up and down the aisles, checking the exit doors, and now they're heading towards where all the lumber is and all the building supplies. And then they hear that distinct laugh again, and they're like, "Did you hear that?" He goes, "Yeah, I did." He goes, "Where's that coming from?" He goes, "This is really freaking me out right now." He says, I did hear that. And the other guy says, "Yeah, no, it's just really weird." He goes, "What the hell's going on?" He says, "Is it a full moon outside, or?" So anyway, they continue walking. This time they turn the corner, and now they're looking down the whole aisle, and it's a wide aisle where they keep the lumber. And they hear the laugh. It's sort of like a cackle or like a little laugh. And they start looking around, and they looked at each other and said, "You know what, this is really odd." He says, "Look, I don't believe in ghosts and stuff, but I guarantee there's probably one of our guys are hiding in here and just messing with our minds. He says, let's split up, and then we'll come around the front and we'll meet up at the right near the office there. So they agreed. So they both went opposite ways. So Mike's going towards the front now, and he hears the laugh again, and he stops and he turns around and he doesn't see anybody. And he says, you know, I swear I thought I heard it come from in between where the insulation aisle is. So he starts walking towards the aisle. And of course, he doesn't see anything, and nothing's out of place. There's really not too many places anyone can hide, unless there's no inventory on one of the lower shelves. Someone could potentially be hiding behind there, but everything was full. So he's walking around and he says, you know what, I'm just going to go back and continue my walk. Going to go to the front. So he's walking to the front, hears nothing. As he turns the corner, he sees the other manager down, all the way down at the end of the aisle. And he waves over and says, hey man, have you heard anything? He says, no, I haven't. He says, I heard something back here. And he goes, really, eh? He goes, I haven't heard anything. He says, I'm going to start walking towards you again. So as he starts walking towards the other manager on the other side of the store, the other guy also hears a laugh, and he stops and he turns around. He's like, what the hell? And he just runs. He starts running towards Mike, and he says, man, I just heard that laugh again, and it was coming near where the soil was. They have some indoor soil there and some pots and stuff. And he just ran towards him, and he says, I swear to God, I heard that. He says, I heard the same thing all the way down the insulation aisle. He goes, there is no way somebody could have walked or even ran that fast in between laughs. He goes, something really odd's going on here. Let's just finish our perimeter walk and get the hell out of here. So they're both walking, and as they're turning the corner to go around to the office, they hear the laugh again. So Mike says to his manager, go inside the security office, grab me the Polaroid. He looks at him and goes, Polaroid? What are you talking about? He goes, trust me on this. Go and grab a Polaroid. So Mike stayed outside, waited. He heard the laugh again. So when the other fellow came back, literally like not even a minute later, he hands him the Polaroid. So the Polaroid camera, apparently, when shipments and delivery come into the store, if there's any damage, they will take a Polaroid, attach a copy of that to the bill of lading, and then of course it's for insurance purposes for damage. So they're both walking, and Mike looks at the other guy and just whispered and said, if the next time I hear this, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to snap a picture. And the other guy thought, what, are you out of your mind? What are you thinking you're going to catch? So they start walking, made their way to the back of the store, checked, I guess it was the shipping office, make sure that it was closed, shut the doors, came back. As they're going back into the office to grab their coats, keys, so they can get out of there, they hear the laugh again, and this time Mike turns right around, aims the camera on a 45-degree angle, and snaps a picture. Picture comes out of the Polaroid. He says, well, let's see what we got here. So, of course, Polaroids, going to take a little while to develop. So, in the meantime, they go into the office, grab their jackets, got their keys, they're walking out of their office, making their way to the front door of the store so they can hit the alarm, arm that, and get out of there. They're just at the alarm box, and then Mike looks over at the picture and says, oh my God. He says, hey, look at this. And they look, and Polaroids don't lie. You can't Photoshop that or edit anything, okay? They catch this weird poltergeist-looking face, and there's all these, 1,000 sparks of energy around it, and you can make out the hollow eyes and the mouth. I'm going to put that picture up, and you guys can have a look at it.